Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, MarkN, UFC fan. You know what it is, guys. Smash the likes and subscribe. Tonight, we got for you an opening situation. It's the road to the World Cup, and of course, it's the international break. And, guys, this is the time. Rep your nation, rep where your hood is. You know where you stay at, you know where your support is, and you know what you got to do. And tonight, we're going to be talking about the international football time and what's happening, who's been qualified, who's still trying to qualify, what are their chances. Of course, we're going to be touching on the European side of things, the African side of things, and of course, the Caribbean Rumble. It's happening and it's going down right now live. As you can see, Germany, England, Italy, they've all done their thing. Of course, there's some difficulty for Italy. Still waiting to await some punishment news because they drubbed a certain country 5-0. But we'll see how it goes. Nigeria, Cameroon, Cape Verde, all in. Nigeria still waiting on some things. But of course, South Africa, the main one. Ghana as well, already announced they're in the big dance. They're already partying. And of course, I got my boy Vegeta in the building to give you guys what the home nation of South Africa feels because that's what he's repping. Of course, we're going to welcome him to the stage. Shout out to Vegeta in the building. Broski,
What's happening, bro? Thank you for having me
chilling,
on.
chilling. Long time no see. But you
Yeah,
know
it's
what
been
it
a
is,
while.
bro.
Yeah, man.
And
What's happening? As you can see, here's my guys in the
I see
background.
your guys. My guys not there yet. They not there yet. Difficult games for me in CONCACAF. The last two times out, I only was able to settle for 3 points, 4 points in total. I needed six. I only
Mhm.
got four, but we'll discuss that later. You know, the other guys will come in shortly. There's lots to discuss. Africa is going to be a big talking point. You know, there's 12 teams to qualify this year. It's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. The World Cup now, guys, you know, everyone knows it's got 48 teams and it's going to be across three different nations. Of course, you know, America is the main host. Of course, Mexico and Canada already qualified and they are waiting the rest of us. And of course, guys, some of us are leaving it really late. Nigeria, other countries like that. You know what I mean? My country as well, Jamaica, is atop the group and cruising, but still they gotta come home to Port of Spain and face the Soca Warriors. So it could be long. It could be a miracle on Elm Street, if you know what I mean. But what I would like to speak about is the German qualification and Europe because Germany, they've been undefeated, they've been cruising along. England steady there, they're showing where the standard is at. So of course, guys, you know these are the big guys, the big guns, and of course. The UEFA format still 12 groups to qualify. The four best runner-ups go to the playoffs, and of course, they vie for spots in Europe. But there's also a playoff that the rest of the world get to vie for two teams from each different conference, two from CONCACAF, two from Africa. Do you get one from South America and one from Oceania? That's the only minus there, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you. I don't mean it to sound like that, but I'm happy because I'm from the Caribbean and I get two spots. So it's going to be a fun time. We've got somebody for Cape Verde in the house and our brethren, you know him as well. Have no fear because he's here. Big up to you, brother Bali Tech. What's good?
That's good. Not much, man. Let's talk this football.
Well, I see Cap de Verde seal their first World Cup spot ever, the second smallest nation in history to make this tournament. Guys, I know how it feels. It's like that electric feeling, you know, you're walking on clouds, literally, because you know, South Africa hosted the World Cup. USA hosted the World Cup before, England hosted it before, other countries have hosted it, but a country like mine, we've never hosted it. Welcome to Nigeria in the building. Of course, he probably give you a little bit of talk about Canada as well, because he's living in the host nation. But Admiral Drex is here. Shout out to the brother. What's good with the Super Eagles?
Bro, big up, you guys. Well, nothing good. We're just waiting. We are just waiting.
Well, let's move on from the European side of things for now, because I guess we could always touch on that in the end. Because I get at the end, guys, we're all here from Africa and CONCACAF, so let's focus on where the heat is at, and let's talk about the big qualifiers. We'll go to Cap Verde first, as they are the first time qualifiers, and then we'll go to South Africa's representation. So, my brother Bali Tech, Cap Verde, what are you saying? How was the feeling to know that you're qualified? What are your thoughts? What do you expect?
Bro, I just expect them to go up against whoever they're playing, slap them about. We could celebrate with the fans, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of unity. Obviously, this is the first time they get into this position, and long may it continue. Keep slapping up these guys when you step out onto the field and, give something for the fans to celebrate about.
100%. And how is the South Africans feeling tonight? Because it's going to be your segment. We're going to give you your whole moment, broski. Take it away.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was so emotional, bro. The last time we were in this was 2010, but we didn't qualify. We were hosts. The last time we legitimately qualified was 2002. So we've been supporting our African brothers ever since 2010. As anybody would do. If you can't qualify yourself, you support the continent, But for us to qualify, also just watching the journey that Bafana has been, not just with the World Cup qualifiers, but since the last AFCON. Hey, bro, they've brought a sense of belief in us, because for a long time we've been very, I think where we are with United is where we've been with our home nation. So to qualify, even after the 3-point deduction, bro, I was emotional. Um, my wife didn't understand it. She's like, "Are you crying?" And I said, "Bro, you don't understand. I get to support my nation at the World Cup. I don't have to support nobody else. I can support me for once. But also, there's the manner. The football we're playing is very South African in its identity, which is nice to see. We've refound our identity. We're playing our football. How far that takes us in the tournament, we will see. But I think we're in a good place as a nation, as a footballing nation, and I think a lot of people are going to be quite surprised because people don't pay enough attention to the continent. They're going to be surprised by what they see, not just from South Africa. I even think from Cape Verde, because I got to watch them in the AFCON as well. They've been pretty good themselves. So the continent, I think, will shock a few people in the World Cup.
I mean, it's one of those things, guys, like a lot of people might not be super interested in the internationals, they're strict on their clubs, but for me, like it's all about international when is international time, because I have a small nation and big hopes to qualify. It's been a rocky road, what I mean? But looking at teams like South Africa and Cape Verde, especially because they're a nation like my size, probably a little bit smaller in terms of less population, but at the same time, knowing that they could still surmount the feat, because it's a difficult feat to get there. It's by no means easy. You know what I mean? And much respect to those teams that qualify multiple times. Like we might banter Nigeria a little bit tonight. Of course, I know I will get banter tonight because I talk some big talk. That I would have beat Jamaica, then I lost 2-0 to Jamaica. But then I went and I smacked up Bermuda. But then I went and I drew away. But still, I didn't lose away like Jamaica to Curacao. But Curacao have a team full of European talents. Everybody playing in the Eredivisie, starting for their club team at various clubs. One of the players there, he's a teammate of our new defender, Darren Payne. They both play in Volendam. He put the goal against us, to be fair. And early, it was a mistake from one of our players who's now breaking out as the right wing back for Crystal Palace, Ricardo Rio Cardines. Guys, look out for him. He might be on the radar to Manchester United pretty soon because he's very, very good. I think in his he had to work on some defensive issues, but when it comes to going forward and getting back, he has a good engine on him and he puts in some good crosses. He's good with his man one-on-one as well. So it will be interesting to see what happens there. But for me, it's a long road, guys, because if you look at the Caribbean CONCACAF group stages right now and where I am at, I am in third right now. Look at it. If you look at it here, Jamaica leads with 9 points. Curacao has 8 points, and I'm on 5 points. Yeah. But a win against Jamaica in the next game upcoming could mean that I go to 8 points. But then I need Bermuda to at least draw to keep them on 9, because then I face Bermuda at the end, and I could get to 11 points. And they face Jamaica. So if Jamaica beat them, then Jamaica goes through as the top qualifier, and I go to the playoffs as the second best qualifier, because according to all the groups at hand, my team already would be considered second place in the other groups with 5 points. So if I get to 11 points, I would probably have as much points as the top qualifier in the last 2 groups, because it's very close in those groups. So I have to start looking now at the opposition in the round, and it might be Nigeria. It might be the likes of Nigeria. There's some other teams dropping in there.
I
It
don't know,
could be
man.
long, guys.
Gabon is looking pretty strong, and they're also in the
Yeah,
playoffs.
Gabon looking strong. I was watching some highlights of Gabon, and I was
How
like,
how would
listen,
you
yeah.
how would you feel against the Soca Warriors playing against Victor Osimhen? Do you feel like the defense will stand up to playing against a guy like him?
Well, I definitely think that he will cause us a lot of problems. He's quite pacey. Our centre back right now, who has been the most capped centre back in the qualifiers, he's not that pacey. He's more like a Maguire. You know what I'm saying? So it
Mm.
could be long. But the difference between Nigeria, because I watched two of their last games, and my team, is that my team shows a certain level of composure during the game and a certain level of intensity. Yeah. And if I don't concede and you give me space, they have to defend well, because I will create problems. It have a guy on the left wing called Tyree Spicer, and you know me, bro, I don't really rate the MLS at all. This brother plays in the MLS. He is the #1 draft pick this season in the MLS, and this brother has been tearing it up for Trinidad on the left-hand side. He's very good. He looks like a kind of mix of a Camaldine, and I want to say a Garnacho, because he ain't had the best crossing in my honest opinion. But when you see he cut in and shoot, it's problems. So him, we have our next player on the right-hand side who's pretty good as well, Dante, but the thing with Dante is his mentality not there. You could throw him off his game and he will get yellow cards and things, because Dick Advocat is the coach of Curacao, big coach. He coached a lot of big players. And Dick Advocat know him from his days at PSV Academy, because he at the time, he was one of the guys at the directors now, selecting players to go there. So he know him. So he make his players focus on him and it got him out the game. So my team is a young team, bro. It's growing. I mean, it's a big hope to qualify atop this group, but it was always somewhere within reasonable doubt or reasonability to get to qualify for the playoffs. And I think in the last 2 games, the performances that I've seen, I think it's like worlds better than the first break. Because in the first international break, it wasn't that Trinidad wasn't that they wasn't performing that well. And in this last break right now, Trinidad seems like the result that really matched up to the performance is you win 3-0 against Bermuda. Against Curacao, we were by far the better team, but we didn't get the goals. So it's like a United situation. We're struggling with clinicality up front. Yeah. But on a good day, they could put 3 past probably Any team sub 20 at 25th place in the world ranking, in my opinion.
Well,
I don't know if
we
that
heard
answer your
that.
question.
We heard that still.
Yeah, it's long, bro. It's long.
But pray not to meet Nigeria though.
What's that?
Say pray not to meet Nigeria and whatever group,
Yeah,
whatever team.
yeah, 100%, bro. Like, I'll be real and say to you guys that, if it's one thing I would say is that I really, really hope for a miracle that I somehow top Group B and Jamaica go to the playoffs, because then they get Mason Greenwood, and I'm pretty sure nobody wants to play them. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be so easy to play. I think they will probably get one of the spots in the qualification. It might be them and Nigeria. You know, I rather they go into that because I think their squad have a little bit more depth when it comes down to that situation. They probably might even have the likes of Omari Hutchinson making a late decision to come and play for Jamaica and all these things, Because he
No,
did.
I get it. Then in a way, you could say that would be problematic, but I still think the Super Eagles would deal with the Jamaica. They would deal with the Trinidad. They would deal with a few of them countries. I reckon still.
So at Jamaica with Omari Hutchinson
Yeah,
and
they'll slap
Mason
them.
Greenwood, you
They'll
say
slap
they're
them.
looking.
Drex, what are you telling me? They're slapping them, yeah?
Can I be honest though? They still need to deal with the other African countries, and I'm not sure if they get
I was
past.
gonna say that, right? You see, who's the Gabon, um, what am I forgetting?
Cameroon.
Cameroon are like our neighbors, so it goes either way. One
Oh,
which
and
way or
DRC is the other one.
DRC. We could if we get
Ooh, I think
DRC,
they play in a decent structure too.
no, if we get DRC right, I've been
Mm.
calling for time. Sorry, Super Eagles. Um we've been fortunate to have some strikers that are doing well right now in the European scene. We have Osimhen, we have Tosin, then we have a couple of them, Adam, and so I've been crying for time that there's no point just putting Osimhen as the spare as the target man. Play a 4-4-2 system. You understand? It's African football, whether we like it or not. I don't know about playing against European side, but against African side, I've always said play two strikers. These guys are physical. They throw technicality out of the window. It is physicality they go for. It's African football. We've known this for time, and I'm happy that Eric Chels, not like he listened to me. Maybe he's had it before because he tried the one Osimhen, the lone striker thing. It didn't really work out right. So he went for the two striker thing, which kind of gave me hope, right? Going into the Benin game. But when they started bringing out the calculators and the permutation FC guys and everybody's that's what see if it's back then it used to be if you're an Arsenal fan and you're from Nigeria, oh tough day, bro. It's a tough day for you. But now if you're a United fan and you support Nigeria, bro, and you're from Nigeria, man, it's worse. So but looking at it, we all knew we needed to win and keep a clean sheet going into that Benin Republic game. I didn't even know we needed to score 4 goals, right? I just knew 2 goals, 3 goals, clean sheet will stand a chance. We stand a chance in going into the playoff. Then when the game started, I heard, oh, for Nigeria to have an automatic qualification into the playoff, we need 4 goals. I'm like, how is this gonna happen? Then Osimhen showed up the night, 3 goals. I'm like, okay. But we finally ended up scoring the fourth goal and everything. But looking at the playoff standing, I'm like, yo, there's Gabon, there is Cameroon. I pray they don't give us Cameroon because it could go either way. We've always had this beef between the two of us. It's almost the same thing as Ghana. But I don't want Cameroon. I'd rather have Gabon or Congo. Gabon, they have goals in their team, right? But I feel like against a Super Eagles team, we could hold on. But you see that Cameroon, bro, man, I won't be confident. I can't tell you. I tell you no lie. If I say we play Cameroon, I won't win that game because
Can I
it
be
could go
honest
anywhere.
though? The biggest concern at Nigeria is the lack of urgency, bro. Like Lesotho and Zimbabwe don't need to be throwing with you guys. That's when I kind of knew that y'all are not serious.
That was the previous coach. There was see,
Yeah, but like,
Vegeta. No, Vegeta. I'll tell you this. You know a lot about what the politics are going even in African football.
yeah,
How it is, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But with the previous coach, right? We it was messy. Boniface had to call time off on the international scene because of what happened. Boniface, Victor Boniface,
Mm.
he had to like literally retire, not because he just didn't like what was happening in that space, right? And this
Mm.
even Osimhen almost, if not for if not for the, how will I put it, the love or how the fame or how his name is being carried out in Nigeria. Osimhen almost, because of what was happening with the previous coach and all of that. Once that guy left, how can you be drawing to Zimbabwe,
Bro.
right?
And at home,
And
I was like, that's
at
crazy.
home. So there were so many rumblings in that team. Like I didn't even expect to go into the playoffs. It was one of
Mm.
them. Okay, this time around we're gonna miss it back to back. We're gonna miss it again, right? Then they
Mm.
changed the coach. We saw what the coach was trying to do. A lot of people were like, "Oh, coach from Mali. How do we go get a coach from Mali?" And a lot of people frowned at it. We should go get coach from foreign coaches and all of that. A lot of people were frowning at this Eric Shell's appointment, right? But some few persons were like, "Yo, we've tried the foreign coaches. We've tried the indigenous coaches. Why don't we just
Mm.
cross over to, let's see if this guy can do something?" And lo and behold, he's galvanized the team into a playoffs. I just hope he does his best to get us even in one, because we just need to play 3 games and we are there. At least just get us in there, right? But there was a lot of rumbling in that team. There was a lot of bad blood. A lot of things were not going right for that team. And also, um, when it feels like their backs need to be against the wall before they will play football. And I don't know why they do that.
And that's the problem, bro.
I was listening to you and Temba the other time, and I said I like the way the South African setup is. From the PSL. They've galvanized, they know themselves. Each person know. I think half of, if not 80% of that team are from what's this club
Yeah,
side? Yeah, the one that actually won the league 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons
yeah,
ago.
Sundowns. So
Yeah,
the
the,
team is split between like two teams. It's
yeah.
Sundowns, Pirates, and I think we've got one player from another PSL team.
So, but you could see that there's that togetherness. Each person knows what kind of play the next man is gonna make. But with a side that needs to just start picking players from all over the globe, for me, I feel like they struggle a lot.
Mm.
If, let's say, for example, Osimhen is trying to put pressure on everybody to, like, we have to deliver, we have to deliver. Some guy might just be sitting down there and looking at, like, what do I gain from this? With
Mm.
stories that have been happening from time past with the team. And so it's just like, you know what? Let me just go represent my motherland. Let it not be said that I didn't give back to them, right? But I feel like with this qualification now, they looked at themselves in the mirror and like, yo, we better do something now. It's not
That's the
just we
most
are
Man
making
United
names in
thing
our
ever.
club. We have to do something now. We have to. Like, we literally have to, because fine, you could be doing well in your football, in your club side, and you really don't care about the national team and all of that. You still, nobody's gonna but at the end of the day, when they look at Nigeria and say, okay, why did Nigeria not qualify for the World Cup? Your name is gonna be mentioned. You're part of the
Yeah,
people that are gonna be like, yeah. If you look at the South African side now, everybody's singing their praise, bro. Because what? They in the World Cup, and those guys' names are like in everybody's lips. Even if they don't get to do well in the World Cup, who cares, bro? They are
they are
there.
immortalized, bro.
You
Like,
understand? So at the end of the day, these are the things that when Mark used to talk about, players need to have this self, they need to motivate themselves, not needing anybody to motivate them. This is what I expected them to do coming into the qualification. This is what I expected them to do coming into the qualification, the group phase, right? So, but they lacked it in a couple of games. Like I said, there was a lot of rumblings, a lot of misunderstanding from the Nigerian Football Federation down to the coach, down to the players. But I'm happy that they got to a point where they say, you know what, we could do this. Let it be on the players. You understand? The head might be bad, but let the players come together and see what they could salvage of the situation. If they go in there, fine. If they don't, at least let Nigerians know that we gave it our
We
all.
tried.
We tried our best. You get it? As to just
Yeah.
relax and be like, you know what, those guys didn't mean it. Didn't, because don't forget, I was listening to, oh, I can't remember. I was listening to, and they were talking about the United situation. How no, it wasn't today though, but how Marcus Rashford was talking about, oh, the environment wasn't so great and all of that, right? And somebody
Yeah.
was like, yeah, the environment might not be that great, but are you such a are you a weakling to say that that environment that is paying you so much is having negative, though to have negative toll on you, but you should be putting yourself there like, you know what, I'm a professional. I don't need, whereas I need my manager or my coach to put his arm around my shoulder, but I need to come out, be the first man to motivate myself. And
Yeah,
if
and
you
have
look at
some self pride.
a lot of these African teams that have actually, even the likes of Burkina Faso that fell short, right? You could see when they played like they played like their life depended on, like, you know, how did Cape Verde get there? Fine, they've been together for a while and they know each other's game, but it all comes from the inside, bro. We have to make a difference. We can't be seen as that country that everybody would just ride. You understand? That was how
Yeah.
Ghana missed out last time. They just felt like, okay, their stage, their group stage, they could just walk in there and just get points off people. And to their surprise, like you said about South Africa, which I'm going to talk about, like you said, they got in there and they were stunned, they were shocked by what happened, and bro, they didn't qualify. And like you said, South Africa will go to the World Cup, and everybody might be looking at them like, okay, South Africa, okay, most of the players are from the PSL, okay, these guys don't really have maybe not that much technicality, and might just let their guards down. And South Africa game starts, South Africa is leading 2-0, and everybody's like, wait, what's going on here? You know, because these players have taken it upon themselves to say, you know what, we know it's the World Cup, we know we might not get to the final, but every game should be a final to us.
Mm.
Facts.
Bro,
100% facts, bro.
that's true, bro. And the mentality, because remember, we had 3 points deducted. So
Yeah,
they could have, especially after the Zim game, because we should have beat Zimbabwe, but we
yeah.
failed. These guys still carried on, bro. They said, look, we didn't get the result today, but it's not over till it's over. So the mentality that's how I know my guys, even if we don't win it, we're at least ready mentally for this tournament,
You
irrespective
know,
of what happens.
you know what I like about the South African side and also Nigeria, right? And it's taught me a lesson in life, right? South Africa knew, okay, we didn't do well against Zimbabwe. Nigeria are going to play a difficult opponent, which is Benin Republic, who were the table leaders, right? South Africa did this. Okay, let's not bother about Nigeria. If Nigeria will do us one better or not, let's go in there. Let's do our business. First half, 2-0, right? Nigeria needed to win the game and keep clean sheet. Okay, we don't want to know if we would qualify or not. Let's just give ourselves the opportunity, at least a fighting chance. They went there, they won 3-0 at the 70th minute, were already 3 goals up. And I don't know how they were, because if you look at the play, our goalkeeper was trying to slow down the game. But I don't know, news got in, I could see Osimhen, everybody was like, we need to get a fourth goal. And they got the fourth goal and put themselves in there. I'm like, when I looked at this to both sides, South Africa and Nigeria, I'm like, yo, just do your part. Don't worry about what's happening next. Just do in life, just do you, man. Make sure you do your part to the best of your ability. And I'm gonna say this as just a joke. In a long while, South Africa actually, in terms of football, South Africa actually gave Nigeria a handshake for actually making for that defeat against Benin.
Hey man, we were supporting you guys while watching our own game, so shout out to you guys, bro.
I saw. I was like, oh my god, oh my
Victor
god, this
Oshimed
is
was our
not
man
like
of the match. We put him
Mm.
as our man of the match as South Africans. He said, Victor,
like
hat
when
trick. Shout
I
out,
saw
bro.
when South Africa when Nigeria took the lead. I saw a video clip of they showed the South African guy was like, "You Nigeria just scored," and the guy was happy. I was like, "Yeah, this." If I were in their shoes, man, I'll be happy too because it just goes to show that the players just wanted to do their part and be counted just so that in case anything happens, you can be like, okay, I did me, I did not. But if you know the history of Nigerian football, we've always been calculator FC. Don't worry about that. We know we've been calculator FC. We
And we
have
had to
always
deal with
been.
that calculator, bro. These
We
guys
have
were looking for FIFA, bro. They were like, FIFA 3 points. I said, come on, Nigeria, bro. It wasn't against you guys. They're like, no, we want 3
No, but
points.
the thing is, I hear a lot of people were bashing, people were going off. Some people were going off Nigeria and be like, oh, you drew against Zimbabwe, XYZ, blah blah blah. How do you qualify? And I'm like, okay, why are you people going off Nigeria when there was a rule before the qualification? There was a rule. The minute Eritrea pulled out, it wasn't like it was towards the end of the qualification. They said, okay, this rule is going to be in place. No, there was a rule. Every country knew, right? And I'm looking at it back and I'm like, yo, if we had won Zimbabwe both legs, definitely would have topped the group, right?
Yeah.
But as the way it went, if we had won those games and we still had South Africa ahead of us, right? You know where they were gonna delete those points.
Mm.
And that would have shot us, maybe took the points tally down like it did for Burkina Faso. I actually feel for teams like Burkina Faso, Madagascar, right? Because those guys, they finished like Madagascar was 19 points. They came out second with 19 points, right? But once FIFA thing kicked in, I'm like, oh my goodness.
That 6 points hurt, bro. They got
Oh.
punished for winning, bro. I don't understand
No,
that
it's
thing.
not them. It's not their fault. Neither is it Nigeria. It's the Eritrea who left. It was Eritrea who left. If Eritrea had stayed, bro, it's not the story you and I are talking now. If Eritrea had stayed, it would have been game over for my country. You understand what I mean?
Mm.
So it was just that thing.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Africa situation was really interesting, guys. I had to say, because when I hear about that points deduction, I was like, what?
Even Uganda felt,
oh, they suffered as well, man.
yeah, that I was looking at it and I'm like, oh my goodness. I wouldn't want to be their citizen at this time because I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, this guy's point tally is way better than Nigeria's. But that thing came in. I know
So
Niger Republic are
give
not gonna be happy. They're not gonna be happy at all.
give me a little bit of a breakdown on what that really was about now, because I really do have a clue about what that really was
Okay,
about, fellas.
it was more like it was more Eritrea pulled out of the qualification, so he puts one of the group. I think that was the group where Niger was. He put that group, so everybody had 6 teams in each group, right? Prior to Eritrea pulling out. So
Mhm.
once Eritrea pulled out, he group. I believe it was group. One second, I'm going to look for the group for you now. It was group.
I'll check for you. Don't worry. You can tell the story.
Uh,
You talk. I'll check for you.
okay, so it was this. Yeah, group E. Once Eritrea pulled out, so they had Morocco, Niger, Tanzania, Zambia, and Congo, right? So with Eritrea. So once Eritrea pulled out, it meant that so by default, everybody's supposed to get 3 points because Eritrea pulled out. So whoever is playing Eritrea, everybody's going to get 3 points by default. So what FIFA then said is, okay, going up because of that move, the team that finished bottom in every group, right? Whatever result you get against those teams will be taken away. So if, for example, South Africa beats Nigeria and we were at the top of the group and Niger were maybe a point behind, and maybe Niger drew with Nigeria, and South Africa won both games, and Nigeria finished bottom. That 6 points was going off South Africa's point tally. So that would have given, and was it Niger drew twice? So that
And
would
the
have,
goal difference. I swear they took off the goal
yes,
difference
the
as
goal
well, which is,
also.
yeah, it's crazy, bro.
So I got a hold of it, but I'm like, yo, this thing's funny, bro. So
Bro, I
so if
still
you
don't
finish,
understand it, bro. I telling you, I being honest, I still don't understand it. I still trying to figure out how for every other team in the bottom of the group to take away 6 points from every other team.
So
no, it's not
basically,
6 points. Like if you okay, in my group we had Zimbabwe, we drew with
and they
Zimbabwe
drew
twice.
with Zim, so that's 2 points.
That's 2 points. So they took out 2 points, not 6 points.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but if like I think South Africa, they beat Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
and
So we would
they
have.
they beat Zimbabwe and drew. So
So they would
that's
have
4 points. So they took 4 points off South Africa's tally.
Oh, okay. Okay. I don't understand. So all the bottom teams in every single group, if you play them and that was the games you win to give your points, that point's gone.
Gone.
Yes.
Gone.
Yes.
Pain in
But it
the
was
that
only
real
applied
figure.
to the number 2 teams of those groups
Of
to
those groups.
determine who goes to the playoffs.
It wasn't everybody, it was just those. So those people that were in the playoffs zone, which was who finished second in the group, that's where they used that format for.
So boy. So how much points did he dock from this team that they was on 19 points and they still in qualify?
Oh, Madagascar, and that's Madagascar. Even Madagascar, Burkina Faso had the same issue. Let me see Madagascar.
But if
Bro.
they had 90, so wait, so you saying Nigeria had more points than them?
Yeah, so think about it. Nigeria has 17, and then when they took off the 2, it was 15. Where versus like Madagascar, if they had like 18 and they had to deduct 6, then they'd be down to 12. So that's how Nigeria would have climbed over them.
Bomba. That is flames, bro.
Madagascar, Chad finished bottom of the group. Chad finished bottom of Madagascar's group with 1 point. Madagascar played Chad twice. I think Madagascar beat Chad twice. So Madagascar beat Chad twice. So that's 6 points that was taken off because they finished second. So that's 6 points taken off their 19 points tally.
That's mad, bro. Like I don't know if that was to happen in CONCACAF, I would be going mad. I telling you,
So
I would be going mad.
that's why Burkina Faso, they are like one of their players, like his career is coming to an end. Once his career is ended, he will go into this thing full time and look for every way to put it on FIFA. He's going to be criticizing FIFA everywhere he goes, man.
But you know what's even worse though? The Burkina Faso, the bottom team was Djibouti, right? They beat them 4-1 and 6-0. So that's 10 goal difference, bro.
They
Gone,
took
bro.
off.
That's a lot of goals to lose, bro. Even if they had the same amount of points as Nigeria, that goal difference don't look good, bro. Like you cooked.
No, but now imagine okay. Like I said, if we had won Zimbabwe both legs, we would have topped that group. We wouldn't be doing. But knowing my country, let me tell you the truth. Knowing my country, if we had won Zimbabwe both legs, and we were top of that group, and there was a point difference between ourselves and South Africa, I still know them. You see that thing you said, what was it you said? Lack of urgency would have kicked in. Lack of urgency they would have felt like, okay, we've arrived, there's nothing much. Especially when it feels like we wouldn't be picking up the calculators to do anything. We just feel like, okay, we've arrived. On that day, you'll not be hearing, bro, we need to get a draw. We need to get a draw because what? South Africa is leading 2-0 and like, hey, they're topping us now. We need to get a draw. So that's how they need to. They just know how to put us in panic station. That's how it's from time. It's not. We've known them from. If you ask our forefathers, they tell you the same thing. They just know how to put us in panic station. You can't just take the Nigerian Football Association, the Super Eagles team. They can't take you to a place where they will just like, be fine, just have your time, rest, don't think about us. They must give you must get your blood pressure machine next to you. because
But
their
Rex, I feel the same way, bro. Because I was like, Safa, how do you not know we've got a suspended player? We don't even need that player to beat Lesotho. We're better than them, bro. Now we lost 3 points and we have to go to the final game and pray that Nigeria does their job. It's too much, bro. Like, these federations are on crack, bro. The
bro,
corrupt
they
Bro,
just know they don't want they like they don't want peace. They
they
want
want
sometimes
violence.
violence.
that's how it is be, bro. Like, I mean, when they look at the CONCACAF region, for example, yeah. America, Mexico, and Canada, they come like they just run CONCACAF. Trinidad for the last 10 years was going through sanctions. No funding from FIFA. We couldn't compete in certain tournaments, all these things, yeah. Now, this team that we have here, right? You guys probably watched some of the early games in the earlier part of the year, this year, when we played the Unity Cup, one or two free friendlies we play, and we was looking not too good at all. I'm telling you. Young team, Dwight York now at the helm, these things, and I was like excited, bro, because we back in football, you know. But the last two games we play, my team looking right, bro. Like we missing our striker, bro. I could say that. The guy up front, Levi, he good. He's decent at a centre forward, but he's really a right winger. Now. You dig? He
Mm.
make his name playing for Ado Henberg and he's playing Spartak Moscow as a right winger, right? So my thing is, if we supposed to be bringing in a youth man striker. I don't know if they will bring in. If I heard that they might consider bringing Hackford in because he been in sensational form. I believe it's for AFC Wimbledon or Accrington Stanley, one of those two teams in England. Yeah, sensational goal scoring form. Yeah, and I was like, this dude is a striker. You get this brother the ball, he will finish. No, it's not. We're not playing the likes of England and things. So against Caribbean competition, I think he will feast. You know what I mean? In CONCACAF, I think he will have a good time. From what I've seen with the team, every game we play, we look better. We look more solid. You know what I mean? We look like we controlling the game better and these things. And bro, to be fair, this brother Dante Sealy, him getting substituted at the end of the first half of the last game was why we kind of drew that game. But he got himself into a yellow card situation so foolishly. And I wish I could have a conversation with this guy, bro, because somebody probably tell him about his mother or some kind of crazy things. I'm telling you, bro, I'm pretty sure. Listen, yeah, the man walk past him and say something. You see the man mouth move. And after that, a couple challenges he make. Now, in his point with the yellow card, he didn't deserve the yellow card. But his energy, how it was, he ended up getting the yellow card. Because really and truly, the fella scissor his leg and should have got a yellow card as well, but didn't. You know? There's
Mm.
some dude called Bakuna who playing for Curaçao. But they was home. And a lot of people, a lot of Jamaicans, shout out to them. You know, when I was going on his brother tap channel, JT from Sports Blem. He's talking about the Jamaica games and things. He's have a big following. And they all crash it on me when I tell them Curaçao is a difficult team. Yeah. And then they went and lose. And then we was talking about the game before the Curaçao game, and I was telling them that, I need Dante Sealy to show up big in this game. But I'm not too sure because the last game, they focused on him. And again, he had to be substituted because he losing his cool. Now he's a young guy. I believe he's like 20 or 21 years old. You know what I mean? And he first time playing national team football at this level, he starting and expected to score and win. And he playing in the MLS, bro. And you know me, I don't really 100% the MLS. I think it's cool. I think, certain brothers there could level up and go to Europe. And the more I watch these guys under Dwight York, I feel like maybe it might be possible for these guys because he really originally played his football at PSV. But we have some other players coming in because they just introduced our grandfather law. And now we could access players from different countries who grandparents are Trinidadian. You know what I mean? Before, we couldn't. You had to be Trinidadian by your parent, your direct parent. Else you couldn't play for Trinidad and Tobago. So that made the pool of talent really small. And with this, I think it have quite a lot of players are in Germany, Belgium, England, France, and Spain, who are now eligible to play for Trinidad and Tobago, which is interesting. And I think in the next round of games, which is November 14th, we have two games. We have the big game at home against Jamaica, which is one of those things for me that I think we starting to peak at the right time. The resulting draw at Curacao for me, I'm not disappointed because the way Curacao play their football, if you all guys watch Curacao, they're looking like if you never know the status of CONCACAF, you would think they were one of the big teams in CONCACAF. With the way there's control and thing, but all the Curacao is a Dutch state. So if you're Dutch, you could play for Curacao.
Oh,
So if you can make Netherlands, you could
you
play
can
for
keep playing.
you can play for you can play for Curacao, and it's two other nations they could play for. But right now, Curacao is the only one in the Caribbean that actually in the qualification final round. The others get knocked out early. So maybe next World Cup it could be difficult because these it could be full of top talent now, you know. But now we not falling far behind. And like I've been telling everybody before, Borussia Dortmund just recently built an academy in Trinidad and Tobago. So it will have some things to trickle down through coming to come. And I think we will be improving. And the fact that, the way we've been performing in the last couple of games, and if you was to watch the game, the stats, Trinidad against Jamaica, even when we lost, we had 9 shots. They had 3 or 4, and they scored 3 goals. They scored 2 goals. Trinidad had more shots on target, and 60% possession in the game. In this game, in the last 2 games we played, we had an average of about 61% possession and an average of about 15 shots on goal with about 8 or 9 shots on target. And before, that was the opposite way. We would be suffering 15 to 20 shots on goal, yeah, and we might have 3-4 shots on target.
Damn.
And this for the last 4 or 5 games, that shifted dramatically. We see some new players coming. We have a Dutch player from the Dutch league called Darren Payne. He plays for the FC Volendam. And he comes in on the right wing back and he allows Rio Cardenas to run that wing, and he now defends and he gets forward really well. And we have some few other players supposed to come in. There's this young guy who plays for the Imps. I forget the name of the Imps team, but I know they call them the Imps in the UK. But yeah, he playing for them, and he was in good form, but he didn't have, because of the Euro UK situation with Brexit, he didn't have his visa to travel to that game, so he couldn't go. But we're supposed to have an incoming batch of about 6 to 7 players into the next window, who all coming from top leagues in Europe, in England and Germany. And I think one of the players coming from France, League One. So it's going to be interesting. We have Jamaica at home. We have Bermuda as well in the game 3 days later. So it will be interesting to see where Trinidad goes. If we can get 6 points, it puts us on 11. We're in a difficult situation because right now, if I show you guys where we stand right now, is one of those things where this is where we stand currently in the grand scheme of things, and it not looking too good. Like, this is CONCACAF Group B standings right now. Jamaica is on 9 points. They beat us. That's our only loss in group qualification so far. They lost to Curacao. That's how Curacao went on 8 points. And well, of course, we have 2 more games. Curacao plays against Bermuda, who's the weakest team in the group. So basically, Curacao a lot of people expect Curacao to win, but I've been watching Bermuda at home, and in the home games they're much more difficult, and they get a lot more chances on goal in the home games, and I think they might just pull off a draw. And if they could pull off a draw, that means that Curacao will be stopped at 9 points. I expect Jamaica to beat them in the final game, if not draw. You know what I mean? So if I look at things right as it is now, if by luck, and this is by luck, and I'm just saying this because this is my hope, Bermuda draw Curacao and they go to 9 points, and they draw with Jamaica, then they both end up on 10 points. because I
You'll be
expect
happy
Trinidad
when
and Tobago
your
to
last
beat
two.
Jamaica in our home game. Yeah. Because in Port of Spain, we usually would be our best opportunity to beat Jamaica. Every time the majority of times we win against Jamaica is at home. And this team in the last couple games, they have been performing much better than in the game against Jamaica. In the game against Jamaica, I don't think these players or the players who are talking about had shown up in that game. They was more of our weakest links in that game. You know what I mean? But in the last two games, they were our strongest players. So I expected to see a better performance, and hopefully, maybe these guys will get themselves into a World Cup berth as the top qualifier and send Jamaica into the playoffs. But that's basically hope. That particular part is some hope right there. You know what I mean? Realistically, if we get ourselves to the playoff, I'm not too
Mark,
disappointed because I
Mark,
think there are some teams in that playoff we could beat. And it have
Mark,
two teams could qualify. Huh?
let me just save you the headache. Let me just look onto 2030. Okay.
Who's that, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look into 2030, bro, but if I could
Because
scrape
the
myself into
Curacao team I see,
26,
bro, that team is stubborn, bro. That team is stubborn,
they're stubborn, but they're
bro.
not better than my team, bro.
Your
Like,
team can't just, they don't know how to finish. That's the truth. Your team don't know how to finish. They play good football, but good football don't bring 3 points, bro. Good football don't,
and this is
they don't
why
know
I
how
be
to
telling
finish.
men, you know. It is, and listen, yeah, it has some guys that's been mad that Kevin Molino starting, yeah. But I could tell, man, Kevin Molino, when he start, he just bring a goal in the game. You understand? Shout
Massive.
out to Ordain TV in the building. He said Jamaica didn't have 8 of their regular starters. That's not my problem, broski. I am not here to beg for
Bro,
you. I am begging
that's
for
not the
my
problem.
team.
That's truth. That's not because if Jamaica
Is the
don't go
truth?
to the
No, is the
World
truth.
Cup, right? You're not gonna be saying, "Oh, we don't have 8 starters." You just hope that the next man that they're calling just do the bees, you know. But you see, wait, the next
Jamaica
game
not at
against
home though,
Jamaica
Ordain.
is away, right?
Yeah, Jamaica coming to Trinidad. Jamaica
Yeah,
at
but that's
home
a tough
against
one.
Curacao. This is where I expect you all to shine. I expect you all to slap Curacao at home and take
They
away
might, they
their
might,
goal
they might,
difference so I
they
can
might draw
finish
that game.
guaranteed
No,
second.
they might draw that game. They might draw that game against Curacao because they know they might be looking, okay, if we draw this game against Curacao and beat Trinidad, then
No,
Trinidad don't get
no,
to.
bro. Trinidad is the first game. Curacao is the last game.
Oh, Curacao is the last game. Okay.
Yes.
So who do you play? Who's your last game? Jamaica
My last
next.
game is Bermuda. That's the
Oh, I know you're
almost
gonna beat.
guaranteed 3 points, King.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah, you're gonna beat those
guaranteed three
people.
points.
You're gonna beat
So
those guys.
if I squeeze a win against Jamaica,
That puts you in a very good
then
position.
they and Curacao had to battle like dogs because Broski is one or the other. For me, I go in and slap Bermuda and I rock in my 11 points.
Sounds like Mark is in the same situation I was in. I said, "Hey, Benin, somebody do
Exactly.
something for me."
Exactly. So yeah. So this is me, bro.
Okay. So
This
that
is why
okay,
I telling men,
that
and this is
Jamaica
my
nine
motivation.
eight
Right?
five. Oh, that's Jamaica's 985. So six
Right. So
points
my
baby.
motivation is, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my motivation is at all. I don't care how we do it. It could be scrappy, ugly, it could be unfriendly, it could be defending a 1 goal lead for 58 to 78
90
minutes. I don't
minutes.
care. I do not care. Yeah. 10 men at the back in front of goal. I don't care if that's what we do. But if we score first, we must hold our lead till the very end of that game and that whistle blow. 3 points, bang. And then we go to Bermuda
Mm-hmm.
and we just all out pummel. Try to all out to score about 6. If we can hit 6 against Bermuda, we number 1, King. No matter
So
what Jamaica do.
calculator. Now we're doing the calculator. MC. The Mark,
Yeah,
don't
the
worry, I have
calculations.
calculators here.
You see, because I expect
We're gonna do all
Curacao.
of them for you.
You
Drax
see,
has
hear
This is
this
found
why I
his
right.
like you
brother
see.
in
Funny enough,
No,
calculation.
funny enough.
Drex.
Yeah,
You see,
go ahead.
Drex. Bermuda
Mm-hmm.
haven't had a game where they upset anybody in this tournament yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they ain't beat nobody. You understand? They have 0 wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
So you playing
believe
Bermuda at Bermuda's home? That's for the final game.
Bermuda playing me at home.
Okay.
I play them at their home already. They coming home. My last two
So you
games at home.
at home. Oh, okay,
My
okay.
two last games is in front of the home crowd
Oh,
killer. I in
that's
You know,
front of the Trini dance. You understand? It's
that
Mhm.
squad we
Bacchanal and
had, bro. You know,
Palance
that's
all day.
crazy. My last
Brother,
two
yeah,
games
yeah,
were basically at home.
at home. I'm the only team that had two home games in this group back to finish the group. That is, listen to me, Vegeta. If it's one time we could get 6 points on vibes, we could get our 6 points on vibes. You understand? And the Jamaica game is the first game. I want to make it beautiful, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not beat Bermuda and
Mm-hmm.
then had to beat Jamaica. You
Jamaica.
understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's beat Jamaica
And then beat
and
Bermuda.
rest slap Bermuda the next 2 days. You understand? It's
Yeah.
after you beat Jamaica, you sleep. And then you go and you slap Bermuda King. I'm telling you. Because listen, yeah, Jamaica is the team to beat. I'm being full honest here. Right now, currently in CONCACAF, I think even if we had America in this group, Jamaica would still be the team to beat. So
Oh,
America
really?
just rebuild their team.
How's
So it's
Poch
not the
been doing
same
with
America
America?
team that qualified the last World Cup. It's a brand new team with a bunch of youth,
Yeah,
man.
they're still building, yeah.
But how's Poch
Pochettino,
doing with the team? He's still
bro,
the
Pretty
manager,
well.
right?
He
Or
doing
coach?
this one. He beat me.
he's
He beat
struggling,
me in
bro.
the Gold
The
Cup.
truth is struggling. I think Pochettino is a club manager, not the national team manager, bro. I think
Bro.
that's me. That's me. Pochettino needs to see his players like week in, week out, not them 2 weeks thing. No, he needs to see his players week in, week out. That's the kind of, in my opinion, though, because
Is that the
I,
Bro,
case?
he just see that man week in, week out, bro. It's
Give me
MLS they playing,
America, bro. I've
bro,
got an
MLS,
agenda. You see
MLS.
Trump. You see Trump. Give me
Mm.
America, bro, just so I can beat his team and knock them out.
The
Hmm.
the thing with the American side too, right? When they get their good days as well, So it's
Drex, I
if
don't care. I defend it. Give me America.
Ordain, I need to ask Ordain a
so
question.
don't worry. Group stage,
Who
you're gonna be
Jamaica has
America.
so that you think that no Caribbean team got, but you just remember Curacao beat you 2-0 not even a week ago, 4 days ago,
Man
five
said
days.
he had only 8 team. He didn't have eight team players in that.
Brother, all he players, brother, listen to me. You
Mm,
listen to me? Some of them
mm-hmm.
players was injured, bro. And if you listen to the Jamaican streams, some of
Mm-hmm.
them brothers, they don't even want them. They want the brothers who they have to start. Yeah?
Oh, okay,
So don't let him
okay.
come here and talk that kind of mad talk. Because yes, I would say they don't have Mason Greenwood, who's supposed to be there. They don't have, this youth man from
Hold up. Is Mason Greenwood, has he been called, or is all of this year say Mason Greenwood, Mason Greenwood?
bro, he
Is
has
it
been called up. He
You're saying
didn't
it's
go
in
the
his
last
head,
time
Drex.
because he didn't have his all his documents wasn't ready, but he has been called up, bro. I
oh,
am
okay?
hoping that he's not in the game against me. I being real, because
Mango
will be
put three
long.
past you. Ta, 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 ta.
It will be long, King. You know what I mean? I just hope that they delay his documents until the Curacao game.
Wait, so Mark, if you finish second, you go into the playoffs.
Yeah, if I finish second, I go. Once I beat Jamaica and I win, once I finish second, I go into the playoffs, guaranteed. Because the top
Oh, okay.
qualifiers in the other two groups,
Go.
one on 7 points, and the next one on 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
So the bottom qualify the second place teams in the other two groups, one on 4 and one on 3 points, or one on 4 and one on 5. So yeah.
Man says you guys had your chance, but you didn't take it.
We lost against Jamaica, which was the game when we played Jamaica. I think we had the better chances. They said we scored 3 offside goals. To be honest, we scored 3 goals. Jamaica scored 2. But I think we should have had 2 penalties in the game, and Jamaica should have had 2 red cards. That's just my honest opinion. You know, but not only me. It had some mad things in that game. I think the referee wasn't. I
So
think
which other team did you lose against, though?
we only lost to Jamaica. We
Jamaica.
drew
Oh,
against Curacao
oh yeah, you drew Curacao.
twice. Twice. Jamaica lost to Curacao away. We drew 1-1 and drew 0-0 because the referee take away a goal that we score against Curacao because they say it had a foul on one of the players when it really didn't have a
Bro,
foul. VAR showed that
oh,
the player never get touched. Yeah.
I miss them
And
places though. Curacao, St. Martin. Ah, I miss those places, bro.
yeah, me too,
Caribbean
bro.
was a
But
good.
right now it's war,
Caribbean
so
was
we
a
can't
good
talk
place.
about how nice Curacao and St. Martin is because it's real nice. We know. You and I very well know. But yeah, it's wartime right now.
Right now
Ban
is
that.
war.
Bro, listen, I was watching the Curacao game the other night and I was telling you, bro, I was about to book a flight. Just telling you straight. Honestly. I was about to book a flight,
Guys,
kid.
if you're watching, don't let Mark don't listen to Mark. Curacao is a beautiful place. If you haven't been there,
But don't listen to Mark. Mark said he was about to book a flight to Curacao. You're saying don't
no,
listen to
no,
Mark.
don't listen to Mark about the war thing. It's just football is just on the one hand. On the
Now
other
it's
hand,
football.
bro, it's a beautiful place,
Listen,
man.
yeah, we did have our chances to take 12 points. And to be honest, we should have beat Curacao twice. Like, I'm being honest, we
It's
dominated them
football.
both games. Like, in
It's
both
football.
games, Rex,
Mm.
62% possession. We had more than
I told
twice
you
as
your team
many
don't know how to
shots.
score. That's when you say when you want to beat
Bro,
Jamaica, I'm
listen, yeah.
like, how do you do this? Because your team don't know how to score. That's one of the biggest
Well, you
problems.
see, there's the problem, yeah. But the brother who most likely to score is the brother who does throw off his game because he is he just get ruffled. He feathers just get ruffled, bro. That is Dante Seeley. That is the goal scorer. He's the man scoring regularly, but Spicer just scored in the last game. And he should have had a second, but it come off a fella hand. And VAR didn't check it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. But I expect those two to show up extremely big in Trinidad. Like in Trinidad, bro, Trinidad they score goals. Yeah.
Okay,
It's very
we're gonna
rare.
be
Like
there
when we
probably.
play against Curacao, it was like the first game in like about 7 home games that we didn't score more than 2 goals in Trinidad. Normally,
Hmm.
even if we lose, we still scoring 2 goals in Trinidad, bro. That's just how it is.
Okay, we hope that I just hope that for the love of peace, at least Trinidad, at least they find their shooting boots against Jamaica and just find a way to, like you said, nick a goal and do the block. We don't care. You don't want to know. Just do the block.
But I don't care. Listen to me. First 10, 15 minutes, bag. If you could get hit them money counter and score again, and then lock up shop, play 8 defenders at the back. I don't care what you do, boy. Get that 3 points. Yeah?
And you're playing at home, so that should put you at a slight advantage.
Bro, the crowd is going to be rocking. I'm telling you. I wish I could have fly home for that game because that
No,
game,
if there's
you
any
see,
game that
that game.
if there's any time somebody needs to be in Trinidad now, I think it's for that game. So in case Trinidad, because if Trinidad wins that game, if you're the type that likes to party and likes to have vibes and all, bro, Trinidad wins that. See, okay, when I,
Whole night, bro. The party until the Friday, till the next game. It goes still have men
bro,
partying. It ain't go home yet.
that place, if you see that place, nah, I don't want to speak about that Trinidad. That place, bro. Hmm.
Brother, every
No,
way Jamaica.
let's wrap up the show. Because that place.
But let me wrap up. Let me wrap up. So, I mean, all in all, we had 2 qualified teams on the panel. Shout out to you guys, of course. Shout out to the great South Africa. Multiple qualifier to the World Cup. Shout out. What are your final thoughts, my brother?
My final thoughts is we qualified with a team made up of local players, guys. I can never be prouder than that. We proved we don't need overseas players. Drex, you were the toughest opponent in that group. And the moment we got 2 draws, I knew it. I said, we are fine. We are going to the World
You
Cup.
see that game against South Africa, right? Especially the second leg. I was pissed at the fact that we played through Ekong. The man is like, it's not like it's bad. It just gives me the Harry Maguire vibes, man. The lack of pace. You know that was
I have one
and
of them on my team too, bro. Called
and when we
Trimingham.
played, was it Lesotho we played? Lesotho that they pulled one back,
Mm,
right?
mm.
bro, they almost let 2 goals go. They almost gave Lesotho a chance into that game
Bro,
but
I saw that. I was like,
yeah,
huh?
it was the same back line. It was the same man that was in the back line. So when we were playing Benin Republic, I'm like, please do not do this. This Benin side, they know how to run. Right. And I was happy when the lineup came out. It was Ajayi and Ekong Basi. Right. I'm like, okay, at least Basi knows how to see. That's why I'm actually worried. On the one hand, it's a good thing because when you're playing an African side, you need all them Basi to show physicality. On the other side, if we find a way to get through the playoffs and get to play the people from maybe that Oceania, Asia, wherever we're playing, right? Then if those guys are technical, it's gonna be peak for Basi because Basi, he likes to. Against Benin Republic, I saw him trying to do too much, exposing Ajayi a lot, leaving Ajayi with the 2v1 situation. If not for the people likes of Undidi that would just come in to mop up, right? And the right back, sorry, the left back. I think we actually used two left back there on the night. Basi was leaving a lot of gaps at the back every time he surged forward. And if you're playing a very technical side, right, that is a problem. It was one of the same thing. We can't be doing that. That's how we led South Africa back into that game. If you watch that Nigeria South Africa game, you will see that it was that space. And bro, and those South African guys, bro, man,
We are a
bro,
very
bro,
technical team.
and they can run. It's like they told them, you know what, just go learn how to run with the cheaters, bro. Those guys can run. And when they are running, it's not like when you know when somebody is running with somebody with pace, you could say, okay, this guy has pace. But there are some people when they run at you, you look at them like, I don't know, I'll catch up. Lie, you're not catching up. You're not those guys.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Bali, Cap Verde in the building. Talk to me.
Yeah, we're taking on all comers. We're knocking out all bums. Like anyone who wants that Cape Verde and smoke can get it. Doesn't matter who we're playing next. We're gonna beat them all.
And the ladies
Shouts
are
out.
not bad on the eye, bro. Have you seen them Cape Verde ladies?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I know. I know. I know.
All I'm saying is,
But
I
this is the
know.
thing. This is what we want to see for the World Cup. Everyone just having fun and repping your country. Do you know what I mean? Or repping whatever country you want to support. World Cup gonna be big, man.
It's gonna be a big one. But for me, what about South Africa? Shout outs to you, broski. I know it's gonna be an interesting one for you. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're going to be going to the World Cup, but it certainly will be an experience.
bro, the way my bank account is set up, I got the checkings and the savings. No, look, if I get the opportunity, I'll go. But it's looking unlikely in terms of the finances. Like America is just too damn expensive, bro.
Brother,
I'm a South
they
African.
want to charge like big money for tickets right now, bro. It's peak. It's peak. But now that your
Yeah.
team qualify, packages might open up for your team because they have to make packages reasonable so fans can travel. So check it out.
Look, bro, if I can at least attend one game, because I've never been to a World Cup. The last one I was in high school, bro, in 2010. My parents are not trying to pay for no damn ticket, even though it's at home. So, yeah, bro, maybe a birthday gift to myself this year. Just get one ticket, play for one plane ticket, pay for my visa. See you in the USA.
Well, you know it's going, bro. But right now, it's a long run for Trinidad and Tobago, bro. With we at home
Mark,
versus
quick question.
Jamaica. Yo,
If you find yourself in the World Cup, are you gonna come? Are you gonna go to the World Cup?
yeah, I dare. I dare. Because like with work, I could work there for 3 months while I there.
Okay.
They link
They
up.
go hate me, bro, because I will be there. You see, bro. All I waited for is confirmation and qualification, king, and I am there. I'm
But it's
making
gonna
the
be
phone
fun, man.
call,
It's gonna be fun. I feel like Cape Verde is
brother.
gonna go do well in the World Cup. They have the charm and the stands, and they have
Mm,
a side that wants to. wants to make their mark. Don't want to be like, okay, we're just coming here, first time debutants, and everybody's just gonna take us for the ride. No, it's like Vegeta said earlier. There's gonna be some shock. Some people are gonna be in for some teams are gonna be in for a real shock this World Cup, because if whoever you underrate might just show themselves and be like, yo, nah, he made a mistake, But it's gonna be interesting, beautiful colors. You're gonna meet different people. I pray Trinidad comes and I pray Trinidad qualifies. At least
Bro.
get through. But if you meet an African side for playoffs, forget about it.
Brother, let me tell you something
Forget
right now.
about
I find
it.
men talking, I find you talking about your team and your team not performing in the best
I
manner
never
right
talk.
now, King.
No, I
Take your
never.
time.
No, what have I
My
been
team
saying?
growing
I
from
never talk
strength to
about my
strength.
team. I
No,
say
no, no.
I
Let me
hope.
talk about the Caribbean boys for a second, King. Yeah?
Okay.
Don't try to say because it's the African scene, well, they men big and bad out here. Yeah? Shout out to the Jamaican brethren. Robert Myrie, I see you. You're trying to tell me about 3-1 Trinidad and Tobago, but brother, you see when they come to Port of Spain, many
Port of
have come.
Spain.
And Carnival, you see the road march? And this road march is to the World Cup 26. You're not fitter than a Trini when it comes to a road march, boy. You understand? And you see when it comes to the last minute, bro, it's Trini culture to leave it late, boy. We just go big or we going home all the way. Yeah, it's one way or the other. And I will tell all of this right now. Don't let me beat Jamaica. You see on the 14th of November, anytime you're here, Trinidad slap Jamaica, are going to the World Cup. And when they see that confirmation come, brothers, killer is party. It's carnival start. It start from now and it go and run all the way until we go to the World Cup. And brother, you didn't have no World Cup without Soca. And this World Cup being so near, it must have Soca in it, bro. It must have the Trini boys. And it must have MarkN. And guys, shout out to each and every one of you watching.
Big
Thank
up
all of you
yourself.
for joining. Thank you for coming through. But you know what it is? On the Soca Warriors, we will find a way. And where there's a way, there's a way to succeed. And of course, looking forward to all those teams who qualified. Congratulations to you. And never forget why each and every one of you made that step to qualify for the World Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
Day. So you know what? We'll be back, and of course, tomorrow we go back to club football. And of course,
Oh
we
my
will still be here
goodness.
talking
Oh
about
my
the road to the
goodness.
World
We're
Cup
gonna go
because
back to
some
club
teams will be
football.
having.
Oh my! I said we're going back to club football. Oh my goodness. I didn't want club football. I just
Back
the
to
pain.
reality. Come on, man.
Back to pain. Yeah, but you know what? The road to the World Cup is on, guys, and we will be here covering it along the way. The journey of South Africa is already at the doorstep. Cap Verde is there, and it's up to Nigeria and Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Jamaica, to find their tickets for the big party in 2026. Guys, we will see you again. Shout out to you guys. Tune in next Thursday. We will be here 9:30 p.m. as usual, UK time, centrally at 10:30. But you know what it is, guys. Smash the likes, subscribe, share it around, and come back for more.
Baby.